This is Pat Walker at Mission Winners doing a training coaching video for everybody on the stocks, what we own, and why we own them. There's tremendous power in studying both the technicals, the charts, and the fundamentals. At Mission Winners, we combine both foundations. I was an IBD meetup co-leader for 12 years. I taught this on the big stage, explaining, illustrating exactly what to do from both a fundamental and technical perspective. And for those that don't know, I was a sole supporter of a family of 6 and helping to support my mom for, a couple of decades. And our only source of income was investing profits. Had a stay-at-home life, no other sources of income. Put yourself in that situation, folks. You had to get serious about it, and I did too. So we're taking a look at the stocks, and we're going to analyze each of these. You can say, App11, well, I see a simple base there. Watch this. See that simple base right there? Simplicity. Pushing through these tops with a volume pickup. But here's an important variable, and I will say it numerous times. Focus on simplicity in the chart pattern. Why? Be pragmatic. I see it. You see it. It's easy to see. It increases the potential other people see it and will buy too. I'm emphatic about that, folks. And again, you know why? I didn't have any other sources of income. That was it. So you can say, well, Pat, what about from a fundamental perspective? What were the numbers like when you bought this stock? I will tell you, and I love this, okay? When we bought this, earnings were up 305% and sales were up 44%, 300% increase in sales, 305% increase in earnings, excuse me. That's what we're looking for right there. Simple base. And look where it pushed through that line on volume. Had a high composite rating also and a high relative strength rating, and it was in a leading group. Buy right there. Own 97.74. There's the first example. Let's move on to the next one. And it's Hood, H-O-O-D. A recent buy. I'll make this chart a little bit bigger so you can see it. Basing right here. Simple base breakout. Lifted across these tops. Fundamentally, last quarter's earnings up. When we bought it, earnings were up 289% and sales were up 36%. But note the simple base breakout. Look at the volume pickup on that bar there, folks. Simplicity. And it's a good start. Where's it going to go? I don't know. But it's in a leading group, all right? Group ranks 22 right now. It was in a leading group when we bought it. But note the simple base. Again, at Mission Winners, and this is for all of you. I'm trying to help. Combine great fundamentals and great technicals. Put both of them together. Stack the deck in your favor. It'll help you a lot. I promise. All right? Let's move on here. Interactive Brokers, IBKR. What do we have going on here? Well, I'll tell you, it's group number 22, earnings per share rank 97, composite rating 99. It lifted across these tops. Look at the volume pickup on that bar. They had an earnings spike. That was the catalyst for us buying it. Earnings up 34%. And again, earnings per share rank 97, composite rating 99 when we bought it with a simple base. And we own it. And it's working. And we're just going to let it work. Let's move on. Meta. META, very simple base. I talked about this with our members at least 6 times before it broke out, made videos on it and everything. You can say, what's special about Meta? Well, I don't know about you. I'll make the chart bigger to help. That's a pretty simple base in my book. It's easy to see. Look at the volume pickup right in here when it started to take off, right in there and off to the races. And we own this at $644.28, $644.28. Here it is at $720. I mean, we're up about 80 some odd points. I'm not bragging. I'm just pointing out. We got a limited amount of money and time. Let's use them wisely. When we bought this, earnings were up. You'll love this, okay? Earnings up 37%, sales up 19%. Then earnings came out, earnings up 50%. And it's a max list stock. It's on my max list. Simple bases, franchise leaders, and it's working. Let's continue onward to the next one. Crowdstrike. By the way, I do stress, all of these are owned, okay? See that simple base right in here? There's a simple base all tied together right here. Earnings per share 97, composite rating 99. Isn't that what we want? Relative strength 93. Accumulation distribution is B. Relative strength was leading the stock into new high ground when it was breaking out. Note the breakout. And again, people talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. They voted. So we're combined. Admission winners combine both. A lot of I'm just going to look at the chart. Why not combine both charts and great numbers? Stacks the deck in our favor. Some people just look at charts. Some people just look at fundamentals. We've combined both to build a better case for buying. Buy right here. We'll call it 385, 388, whatever, 387, up to 453. That's a good start. And note the trend of the ADMA. That's what we're looking for. Let's continue onwards. QLD. There's a little base buy right here. Do you see that? And you see that it's a simple base. What are we looking for? Pushing through these tops with a volume pickup. And it did it. We own the NASDAQ 100. We only have the starter buy and a small add-on. We'll watch it and see what happens. But why did we buy QLD? Well, it was a clean base and it was lifting off. There's something else important. Earnings per share rate, it's not relevant with ETFs. Got to lay that out there. Relative strength's 87 near new high ground. And again, it had a good volume pickup. That's what we're looking for. All right. Last quarter's earnings on that baby, up 46%. There you go. It's a start. Now, is it going to continue? I don't know, but I will tell you this. What stocks are really outperforming? And you're going to see more of them in just a little bit. What stocks are outperforming the market? Folks, the big NASDAQ stocks. And when we go through this video, you say, man, they own a ton of them. Yeah, and there's a reason why. It was telling us to buy them because price and volume action was there. We build a case. Let's move on to the next one. Alibaba. Alibaba, maxless stock. Simple base breakout right there. Okay, that's what we like. Composite rating 95, relative strength 94. Relative strength was leading the stock into new high ground when it was breaking through right here. Look at the volume pickup on that bar. On this bar, the stock did right there, 12.7 million shares, or 12.8. On this bar, 39.5, dang near triple the previous bar's volume. They voted. Now, it didn't close strong here, okay? So what did we do? We started small, started to run up, started to pause here, and we've locked some profits in. Why? It's rising. This is important. These are good lessons here. And I'm just trying to help and explain why. There's power in knowing what to do, but the real power is knowing why do it. Rallying on decrease in volume, so we sold some into strength. So we're in good shape. Where's it going to go? I don't know, but I do know this. We've got great profits. We've locked some in. We're guaranteed profits. No matter what happens, we're going to make great money on this stock. That's it. That's it. There it is, the bottom line. Let's move on to the next one. Pros. Retail restaurants. Group rank 39. A- rated group, A accumulation distribution, ASMR, 97 composite rating. Relative strength is 98 right now. Relative strength was leading the stock in the new high ground when we bought it back here. Okay. Earnings when we bought it, they were only up 14%, but sales were up 28%. But at a high, when we bought this, it had a high composite rating and a strong relative strength rating. Over 90 on both of them. Here's a little filter for you folks. You want to dramatically increase your investing results? Focus on stocks with a relative strength rank of 88 or higher and a composite rating of 88 or higher. I've done a lot of work on this, okay? And again, I was an IB meetup spokesman leader, a meetup leader for this. We talked about this. We share this information with our VIPs, clients, all day, every day. By the way, I need to stress something. We don't day trade. And I don't look at 5-minute charts, okay? I don't scalp. I want to try to buy it and let it work as long as possible. That's the key. Cyber, here we go. The next one, CyberArk. Look at the simple base buy right there. I want to refresh this chart. Bear with me. It's just a simple base buy, folks. This is a great lesson. I taught this way too. Train your eyes to look at it, but slide the chart back to before it broke out so you can see it. Oh, it's just kind of going sideways here. Boy, it closed pretty good here. It closed pretty good here and here and here and here. Close near the highs on this bar. Close near the highs on that bar. Look, there's the closes. They're not selling it. They're supporting it. Support here on the rising 21-day. Clean tops across here. What do we want to see? And again, this is what I teach all the time. Take out this line, simple tops, take it out with volume. And they did it, and they voted. I'll say it again. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. They voted, and we voted too. We bought in here, okay? And where is it now? This is the 8-period. That's the same line right there. And then we bought more here. That is the 8-period exponential moving average. This stock right there, it closed on the 8. Other than that, this stock is just walking up the ADMA. And note the volume spike here. And what are we doing? Trends pay more than anything else you do. It's trending nicely, and we let it work. Next one. These were all owned, by the way. These were all keyless stocks. DoorDash, simple basis here, and then another break here, lifts off. You can say, tell me about this stock. Last quarter's earnings up 185%. They just reported earnings recently, okay? The quarter, what were the earnings numbers when we bought it? Earnings on this stock before we bought it were up 300%. Composite rating 99, relative strength 95 right now. Relative strength line was in the 90s when we bought it, leading into the new high ground. Earnings up again. Last quarter's up 185%. They just reported. Also, you'll love this. Estimates going forward. Institutions, look at this. They're looking for analysts are looking for a 659% increase in earnings this year over last year. Analysts, big investors are forward looking, and we use all that to our benefit. There you go. So let's move on to the next one. Duolingo. And again, all these are owned. All right. All these were on the key list. Honest to God, every one of them. Last quarter's earnings on this, well, I got it down. Earnings up 600%, sales up 40%. Composite rating 99. It was in the top 10 groups. There you go, folks. That's how we combine it all together. By the way, admission winners, I try to stay on top of when earnings are coming. Earnings. They have earnings on 227. How many of you knew that? Especially if you own it. We do know it. We run it like a business because it is a business. Running up through here, last quarter's earnings up 600%. Like I said, last quarter sales up 40%. Analysts are looking for a 477% increase in earnings this year over last year. Huge increase. Relative strength 97, leading the stock in the new high ground right now. And look at the price volume relationships. Up on heavy volume, down on less volume, down on less volume, up on heavy volume, up on heavy volume, up on heavy volume. They're buying it. Oh, and by the way, how else do I know that? Not just looking at the chart. A+ accumulation distribution. We own it. Fox. Members own it. Fox. Simple base breakout. Okay. I like that. When we bought this, last quarter's earnings, double check it and make sure. Last quarter's earnings up 33%, sales up 11%. Has a composite rating of 99 and a relative strength of 94. A composite rating was 99 when we bought it, and that relative strength was leading into new high ground when we bought it. And look at it goes across these tops, and look at the volume starting to come into it as it starts to lift off. We're in it. Now, it's not a huge move. We've only owned it, what, a week and a half? A couple of weeks. It's a start. Where's it going to go? I don't know. And I'm not saying that to be funny. This is a fact, folks. I've been doing this a long time. Let the stock work for you. Let it trend for you. When it started to pull back here a little bit, we sold a little bit off and locked in profits. Here's the absolute worst case scenario on this stock, folks. We're going to make money on it. We're going to make good money on it. That's the worst case scenario. Now, that's a very important mind thought process. It lessens stress. And it's not being arrogant. It's just telling us we're letting them work. Where does it go? Again, I don't know. Ride them, folks. Let's move on to the next one. GLD. You see that simple base right there? Now, this is an ETF, okay? So it doesn't have a composite rating, but relative strength was very strong. They were buying gold stocks. Look at the volume spike on this bar. You want to train your eyes for something? Check this out. Well, they're pretty clean tops right there, Pat. It ran up there, and then it pulled back and ran up. Oh, there was some buying in here, too. Gosh, I guess if it takes out that line with volume, that might be a buy. Oh, gee whiz, look at that. I guess other people saw what we saw, right? And they voted, they bought. We want that. And here's where we're at now, in good shape. There we go. Sold some. You see where it did this today, Friday? I'm making this video on a Saturday. Yesterday, dropped down and pick them up. Sold a little bit more, locked in more profits. There we go. And again, if you've noticed, folks, it's simple and it's conceptually correct. This is not 2 + 2 = 5. 2 + 2 = 4. We use numbers, these hard and fast numbers, in order to make solid investing decisions. Goldman Sachs, clean and simple base across here. Look at the earnings pickup on that bar, folks. That's huge. You know what was the catalyst there? They released earnings. We were waiting for it. The earnings were good. They lifted. Volume was coming into it. It was lifting across clean tops. So we bought it. What were the earnings on this bar right here when it came out? 118% increase in earnings. Stock has a composite rating of 94. Relative strength's 90. Relative strength was near new high grounds when we bought it. And it's trending nicely. And it's trending up the ADMA. And it had a good close on Friday. So guess what? You see these tops right here? And I'll draw this to help you. We always have a plan. And again, that's the way I managed and ran money for years. Simple base. What catches your eye? Well, there was some selling in here. Oh, there was a volume pickup here on Friday. Maybe if it takes out these tops, we'll buy more. It's owned, okay? And again, emission winners, we combine great fundamentals and great technicals. Use them both to your benefit. You combine them both together, it increases potential. You're going to make money. And that's what we want. Let's continue onward to the next one. Cloudflare. See that simple base right there? Isn't that beautiful? And it was just kind of meandering through here. And then boom, finally, they started kicking it in. Volumes coming into it. And note again, the trend up the ADMA. You can see, Pat, give me the lowdown in this. Earnings per share rate 97, group rank A+, SMR A, accumulation and distribution A+, composite rating 98. That's how we build a case. Timeliness A. Narrow your focus down. Emission winners, here's the beautiful part though. It's like, God, I got to do all this? No, you don't, because I do it for you. That's it. And you say, oh, that's a lot of work. I've been doing this so long. This is a blast. This is fun. It's challenging. It's stimulating, mentally stimulating, but it's also rewarding mentally, but also financially. And I like that. So we'll watch this and see. And it's just, see this line? That's the 8-period exponential moving average. That's the code that had a profound influence on me with this moving average. He uses the 5, or when he was, doing this, the 5 EMA with commodities. I find it was too close. Did a lot of testing on it years ago. That's the 8-period exponential moving average. And it works. It works like a champ. There we go. 21-day exponential, 50-day simple. There we go. Let's move on to the next one. And again, all of these are owned, okay? Now this one, there we go. Got to get to it. SE. Don't want to double up here, okay? SE. See the simple base breakout right there? And then add on right here. When we bought this, earnings up 192%, sales up 31%. Now you can say, what's the earnings per share rank, Pat? Oh, 39. Oh, I can't look at that. But the numbers are great. Again, 2 quarters ago, the earnings were down 76%. Last quarter's pushing through here, earnings up 192%. Composite rating 98. Group rank A+ when we bought it. And volume comes into it here, and then it goes sideways, walking up. What is this, folks? Walking up the ADMA, and then boom, more volume. Look at the volume spike on that bar. And what do? We bought more. There you go. And what's it doing? It's trending. It's working. CADR. We're about done. But again, these are the stocks that we own. These are the stocks our members own. Shopify. Symbol base breakout. This is a recent buy, okay? Going across these tops. Here's the slight negative. Some tail bars here. We own it, And then it started to get wiggy here. And what do? We control risk. We sold some twice and locked in some small profits and lessened risk exposure. And you can say, well, gosh, let's buy more right now. Why wouldn't we? And again, I taught this at the IBD meetups. What's going on here, folks? Well, it's going up, but the volume's dropping off. So have we bought more yet? No, until price action, which is good, is backed by volume, we have the discipline to wait. And that helps us a lot. Okay. Now here's Spotify, SPOT. Simple baseline here, folks. Look at that. Is that beautiful? Taking out these tops. When we bought this, earnings were up 363%, sales up 25%. Composite rating, well, I've got it written down here. Look, I got it on the chart. Last quarter, they just reported recently, and that caused this gap up here. Earnings up 559%. There's a moral to the story. We have a limited amount of money and a limited amount of time. Focus on leaders. Leaders fundamentally, focus on leaders technically. It will dramatically improve your potential for making money. It will dramatically improve your investing results. Turn off all the noise that's out there, okay? It'll just rattle you, and we don't want to do that. I love this quote, and I love this thought, and it definitely applies in all realms of life, including investing. Only the still pool reflects the stars. I'll say it again. Only the still pool reflects the stars. Simplicity helps. And I'm not being corny here, all right? I'm trying to help. And let's move on, shall we? Viking Holdings, VIK, symbol base breakout right here. Volume spike on that bar. There you go. And it's working. It's trending. You say, Pat, well, give me the lowdown on it. Group rank A, accumulation distribution B+, timeliness A, composite ratings 81. I wish it was a little higher, but it's fine. But folks, it's group 25. It's in the top 30 groups. Gee whiz. Last quarter's earnings up 131%. Those earnings were on the book when we bought it, folks. 131% increase in earnings. And it's working. It's working great. Moving on. We're about done here. Netflix. Symbol-based breakout through here on a gap up, but we didn't chase that gap up. Here's a great lesson for you. Look at that. Oh, it's huge open. Let's buy it. No, you wait. I'm asking. I've been doing this a long time. Don't chase big gap ups. Wait and see how it acts, at least for a half an hour to an hour. Well, it gapped up and it just kind of fell all day. Still closed great versus the previous bars, but it closed near the lows. So what did we do? We waited. Max list stock, by the way, on my max list. I love the max list. Basing right here, you can say, well, Pat, what can you tell me about it? Earnings per share rank 98, composite rating 99. All right. Group rank A. Group number 10, folks. It's in the top 10 groups. Relative strength's 94. Relative strength was leading the stock in the new high ground when we bought it right here. See the volume pickup on that bar? Look at that. People talk with their mouths and voted. They did. And we did too. We did too. It's trending. It is a max list stock. Earnings per share rank again, 98. Composite rating 99. And it's walking up the 8. Where's it going to go? I don't know. By the way, our first buy on this was way back here. We locked it in when it was doing this. We bought this at $780 a share. I got the note on the chart. You can ask our members. He's lying. No, I'm not. Bought it for $780. Look at the volume pickup on that bar. Look at the trend up the 80 $780 up to the mid 900s. That's some good money. There we go. Then we got Nvidia. And again, all these stocks are owned. All right, emission winners, all of them. So now, I'm not saying any member owns all of them. I don't own all of them. You get too many. Leads to a very important point as far as risk management is concerned. And again, I'm big on all this, controlling risk, because I was taking a ton of money out of the account dang near every week for bills for the kids, for a family of 6. Manage them accordingly. Don't own too many stocks, right? So here we go. I'm looking at Nvidia, going across these tops. Recent buy right here, okay? Give me the lowdown on Nvidia. Earnings per share rate 99, composite rating 98. It is a max list stock. Last quarter's earnings up 103%. Last quarter sales up 94%. And it finally, we were waiting, we were just kind of waiting. And then finally, it thrust through the 50-day with a volume pickup. See the volume spike versus the previous 2 days? That's catalyst to buy. There you go. These stocks are owned. Now, if this base is here a little bit, and we've added to it, this base is, what do? We'll buy more. It'll tell us what to do. If it starts to fall, we'll sell some partial profits in. Worst case scenario, we're going to make money on this stock. Anyway, these are the stocks that we own. These were all on the key list for buy before they triggered, not after the fact. Just pointing this out, I wanted to do this, not just the chart analysis, but the fundamental analysis. And again, you can say, well, Nvidia, I'll say it again, earnings per share rate 99, composite rating 98, relative strength 89, last quarter's earnings up 103%, last quarter sales up 94%. There it is. Have we made money on this stock before? Yeah, we did here. We did here. We've owned this numerous times. We owned it here. Max the stock. Look at that base breakout right there, folks. That was on January 8th, day before my birthday. Look at that. Broke through that top. Look at that. Look at that simple base. Look at that volume. Look at the volume spike. And we'll make this bigger. Note the trend. And then where does it find support? On the 21 EMA, and then it lifts again.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.